Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're playing FNAF 2 Reimagine. And this is like FNAF 2 but way better. And obviously we're gonna do the first night. Night at the night. What? It's for the fans, okay. I wasn't ready, but I just still did because I'll let you listen to phone guy. So yeah, we need to check the cameras for the animatronics. Why? Toy Bobby is going as well as crazy. And then if we cannot find them, we could use this last one. And then we could use this mask, but if anything goes black, then we have to exit and go to the place. You can also do it with the mask. Then you have to press the mask and then the like that's literally open. But yeah, that's basically it. So if you want to try this out, you gotta be 16 because this only can be played on 16. But yeah, this is the game. They can teleport to different areas, just like this one, and they haven't crossed them yet. body. Breakthrough. And once our heart beats, we have to use the math. But this game is just about math and the flash as well as the fuse. You could use something that is the test error. Look, every single bit you can put your hand anywhere. Oh yeah, if you want to know more about this game, you can watch the trailer, and the game is made by Honda. You have to survive from 6 a.m. At the end of the video, I'm gonna show you the jump scare. But we're only gonna do 2 nights. Which means 2 nights at Freddy's. And obviously I know how to play this game, so this first one is pretty easy if you don't know what to do. If Pika would stay there, I would just put on the mask. But yeah, that's basically it. If you have some trouble with that, just comment it down below and I will do that. Yeah, I'm not deciding the rest of this because I'm gonna be right. Now we're gonna do the second night, which we have to press continue because it puts us back like it thinks we don't want to play the next night. But we obviously got this. The next night was Tuesday. And I'll let you hear phone guard again. Just
Hey there. I wasn't planning on calling you again, but it turns out Henry's not going to monitor any of my calls after your first shifts. Yippee, right? Well, I can say whatever I want. Figure dropping you a few more messages during your first week wouldn't hurt, especially considering the situation you're in right now. Remember when you used to do maintenance on those older models during the day shifts? They always gave me the creeps, like they were staring right through me. They were fine with the kids back at the old dining room, but here, something feels off about them. And let me tell you, despite whatever reassurance William might try to give you, those things get aggressive after hours. They've trashed the place multiple times when I was on night duty, and I almost lost my job because of it. Anyway, I learned the hard way that the Freddy mask Those older models have always been sensitive to light. It was one of their main flaws. You can get Foxy to go away by shining your flashlight at him for a couple of seconds, or by using that camera beacon I talked about yesterday. I think you know the real reason I installed it now. Anyway, he'll make some weird gargle noises once he leaves. I think it just means that his system is rebooting. I'll get him to leave you alone at least. If you don't get him to go away fast enough, God help you. Okay, what I'm about to say stays only between you and me, alright? I caught a glimpse of William fitting those older models today with newer parts. I checked the maintenance logs, and sure enough, there's nothing there about repairing old models. I don't know what he's up to, and I'm kind of tempted to go to Henry about it. I think I'm just gonna wait, see if he does anything else that Henry wouldn't approve of. I think that's everything for tonight. I'll probably have some more information for you tomorrow. Remember, I never call you, okay? Alright, good night.
So basically, you need to flash Foxy with the beacon that we talked earlier. So if it is in the hallway, use the flashlight to detect.